minutes away from kickoff. It's Sutherland and Manly at Seymour Shore. rivalry that has spanned 20 years. It is the Battle of the Beaches. The Sutherland Sharks in 11th place against Manly United, who sit in 13th on the ladder in the NPL Men's New South Wales. We are at match day 8. Really, for both sides, they need a win. Sutherland, what has been made about them in 2026? The off-season signing of David Berkovich as gaffer. They haven't had the start that everybody was expecting. Sutherland lost to Apia last week 2-1. Last home game was a victory against University of New South Wales 1-0. 2 wins this season, while Manly started like a house on fire, went against St George City 1-0. Then a draw against Blacktown and Apia, but since then it's been 4 losses on the trot, including a loss against the new boys, the SD Raiders 3-1 at Ernie Smith. The teams are in. Manly side, Mackenzie Searon is the goalkeeper, number 99. Matthew O'Donoghue is in 3. Jesse Perez in 4. Aaron O'Driscoll 5. Saxon Hillier 6. Stephen D. Robillard in 7. Darcy Burgess 10. Iumo Kimura in 11. Luke Nuranoff in 18. Kai Evans 19. Jasper Chipman number 33. Starting 11 for Manly. Sutherland, their starting 11. Daniel Nizic is the goalkeeper, number 1. Yanni Nicolau 3. Thias Van Amerongen in 4. Jordan Perez in 5. Riley Hollingdale in 6. Takumi Afuka in 7. Brendan Gann 8. Tadek Maya in 10. Danny Choi 11. Richard Shreke in 17. And Nick Olsen number 21. Well, this weekend has been an interesting start. Wanderers lost to Marconi 1-0 a couple of minutes ago. Clashes at the moment. Rockdale 0, Sydney United 0 after 25 minutes. University of New South Wales and St George City no score 20 minutes in. Give you scores throughout the afternoon. Football New South Wales on YouTube. Last night Sydney FC went down to Apia 2-0. Referee in charge, Mia Balade. Luke Chapman is our 4th official. Aranath Gobanath and Amir Hassani are our assistants. Time on. Manly defending right of streamline possession. It'll be Newenoff who works it across the face. As I said, Manly, intriguing starts of the year. Positive results in the early stages. And have not had any points in 4 games. It's been a tough month of football. The ball was played out by Newenoff. Sutherland will have possession. The Sharks, we have seen improvements. I suppose, as I mentioned, top of the broadcast, a lot of people expected more than what we have seen thus far. Expecting so much from the gaffer. Sutherland win possession. Richard Shreke is going to be an important back today, same as Daniel Nizic, who's been keeping very strongly. Something he's been good at is keeping his side in matches with the saves he makes. Expect that to be the case today. Kenzie Searon. The goal kick for Manly. Spills it on to O'Driscoll. He works it up the line. McCann gets to it straight away. I'm going to beat the challenger, Kai Evans. Manly have to work it back to Searon. He boots it. Goes to the grandstand side. And he cannot control. The ball goes out. Perez, a mainstay for Manly. Hoping that possession was going to stay his side's way. Shrike works it forward to Olsen. In control there, Tadek Meyer. Now Perez able to work it towards halfway, but Sutherland will have possession. Nicolau goes back to Daniel Nizic. Nizic looking for runners on the left. Then Omarongan is there. Decides to go deep to Danny Choi, the former Blacktown player. Danny Choi, goal we remember from nearly 12 years ago, the Australia Cup tie against, I think it was Sydney United from memory. The goals that will be remembered. Such a brilliant player. And time at Adelaide. Was played forward from Jasper Chipman. Amarongan gets to it. Finds Daniel Nizic. A nice day in the Shire. A good crowd filed in. Probably not as big as what we have seen in the opening stages of the season. But still, good crowd settling in to watch Manly players. The Robillard loses possession. Now Lee Choi tried to work it back inside, but Shrike couldn't get to it. O'Driscoll was the man to win it. Hillier and O'Driscoll combined initially. Newanoff. Now O'Donoghue. Back to Newanoff. Newanoff. Driscoll. Easy to spot O'Driscoll. The hair and beard. Blonde locks as he works it back to Ciron. Now it's on for Kimura. He couldn't get to it initially. Sutherland played out. Gann, what an impact he will be for the Sharks. Joined the side last year. Former Sydney FC player. People were shocked to see Gann end up at his local club, back end of his career. And great to see these players. Speaking about Terry Antonis with him at St George. Now Shrike will get on to this one. We'll have to look for support. Choice behind him. Decides to singer it up to Olsen. Olsen has a little chance to Shrike. Tries to beat Ciron, but he was large. Goes out for a corner. An opportunity for Sutherland. Already peppering in the early stages. Expect a lot of that today. It's a good side to watch. Sutherland. I think one of the criticisms, if you want to use that term, has been the finishing. Something we'll hopefully see change today for their sake. And his defence, very good in that situation. Burgess has possession. Robillard. This will be a foul. Danny Choi. And O'Donoghue was able to play the ball on to D. Robillard. Hoff goes to Hillier. Saxon. A player that's been around Manly for a few years now. Again, does touch that one out. So it will be a corner for Manly. Saxon Hillier. Started his first grade career back in 23 for Manly. Went to the Wanderers in 25 last year. So the youth academy set up. Made his way back to Manly. As I said, his fourth year in this competition. It feels like he's been around for a while because of how much of an impact he can be for Manly. So Donahue to take this corner. Worked into the 6-yard box. Gann heads it away. Perez Sends it down the right side. O'Donoghue will get to it. Ball swing back to Perez. And Perez finding Ewanhoff. Nearly being pressured by Sutherland. Richard Shrike nearly winning possession. Tough he is, Richard Shrike. He goes out for a throw for Sutherland. We're going with the job there. Jordan Perez. Allison able to swing it to Danny Choi. Choi. Olsen looking to go back inside the Choi. That's not going to be the case now. Goes on the outside of his man, Ewanhoff. Olsen works it in. Save is made by Searon. Leaping large. Kenzie Searon. Previously was at St George. He did start at Manly back in 19 and played there in 19 and 20. Come back to the club. Played at both St George's, St George City and St George FC. Last time he played with FC was last year. Marconi the year prior to that, 24. Also spent time at Avondale, Preston and Victoria. Now, here's an opportunity. Let's take it down to Robillard. He tries to win possession. He wants to work it back inside. He does so. Now Burgess tried to have a swing, didn't quite work. Worked forward from Choi. Then O'Driscoll sizing it up towards Kimura. And then played away eventually by Sutherland. Perez on that left side. That'll be a tough competitor here. Now Manly will get the foul. Charge on Kimura. Mia calls it straight away. It's the shaving cream on. The mark. He wants this set piece to be taken by Manly. Running to the northern, actually, let me get this right, the southern, shopping into the ground. You get so used to thinking in your head, left of yourself is northern end, but we are broadcasting from the eastern side now, here at Seymour Shore. Hillier bounces to Daniel Nezic. Nezic is looking to bowl at 40, stops, and now he just rolls it to his man. Then Emarongan. Meyer can control. Now Burgess has got possession. And Manly will be looking to work it from their back. O'Driscoll. We've had 11 minutes in. No score. Sutherland probably the better team in terms of chances. But again, Manly. Mura has it. Ball from Chipman doesn't quite work. No score between Rockdale and Sydney United in the crunch match there. And University of New South Wales have got a goal against St George City. 1-0. Students have got the lead in that one. Now Sutherland. As I said, they're being probably the better of the two sides. in terms of creating the chances. Perez to take the throw. Maya back to Perez. Now a chance, but Shrike couldn't control it. Driscoll worked it forward, but still won. Hollingdale loses possession. Still it's Sutherland on the attack. Perez has got possession. Manly trying to win it. And Driscoll sends it. Again, nice work. Fuka has it on the left. Tries to work it in. I think Mayer was the target. Touched out by Manly. Now the Sharks to take yet another throw on the western side of the ground. To be Jordan Perez once more. Treke. Mira losing possession. Ball was played out by Manly. Good pressure on Treke by Jesse Perez, the captain. JP doing a good job thus far. Saturday afternoon, NPL action. Football New South Wales on YouTube. Nicholas Kutnyak with you. And as I said, it's been an intriguing start to the game. I think the Sutherland Sharks might be the first to break their opposition. Hollingdale will go out for a goal kick. Clubhouse is packed on the northern side of the grounds. It's a great facility. And Seymour Shore just getting bigger and better. What the club wants to do, we've spoken about this, I think, a lot in terms of what the club's trying to do. As now Olsen's got possession, trying to work it on. At the end, it was shut down by Hillier. Mura works it up. Too much for Evans to get to. Sutherland will have the throw. Manly, as I said before, the opening 3 weeks, I think a lot of people would say, okay, they were able to get 5 points from the 3 weeks. It's a pretty good start. But since then, have not been able to get a point. Something they do want to change today. Like I said, you look at this game on paper, and you actually have to say, this is one of those games that if you look at in the next month or two, could be the catalyst of something for either side. The old logic, you can't win a premiership or championship in the opening rounds of the season, but you definitely can fall backwards into the relegation zone at that time of the year. Fuka worked it on to his left. Jordan Perez going back. 5th start for the season too for Jordan. Now the Sharks on the attack will try to be set it up, but it will be played out by Manly. Perez, Angry side, look what we can do. See what, offensively, they have been holding out Sutherland, but as I said, they've had a few corners already. They need this one to go their way. Taken by Hollingdale. And oh, what a fabulous goal. Riley Hollingdale has scored on Olympico. And what an effort by Riley. You sit back and you go, how did you do that? It goes through Ciron's hands. And the opening goal goes to Sutherland for what is a worldie. Riley Hollingdale, his first goal of the season, and it's 1-0. And oh boy, where did Manly go in this situation? What a fabulous start to this game for the Sharks. We knew that was bound to happen. And the shock of that goal, I couldn't believe it when it happened. I think most people here at the venue just watched and said, how did that happen? But they're on the attack straight away here. Manly will shut it down. I'm having another look. It is a fabulous goal. As now De Robillard will work it back. Find his target in Neuenhoff. Now it'll be Chipman who works it on to Driscoll. There was a player on the way, one of the Sutherland players. I didn't think he got the touch. It's Olympico, if it is Hollingdale, who I would imagine has got that goal. From where we were sitting, it looked like it. Now, Fuka has got possession. So Sutherland up 1-0. Now Choi. Manly. Ball's played out by Sutherland. So Riley Hollingdale scored him Olympico. Fans here, I reckon we'll be going, wow, 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 wow. What a fabulous goal. I'll tell you what, Manly will have to think, what do we do here? Now Manly. Burgess. Now the offside flag's up. You couldn't believe it. Camira. Clouds around here on the western side of the ground. Actually, I know it's great for us for a couple of minutes. The sun's not in our eyes, but I don't like some of those clouds and the darkness of those clouds. I think there is going to be some rain at some point. Now, Sharks looking to go forward once more. Choi. Hollingdale and Choi combined. It's been won by O'Donoghue. And now it's O'Driscoll. Now it's Danny Choi. And the Sharks are looking to continue their bites. Two-nil, by the way, between University of New South Wales and City. George struggling in that game. Rockdale and Sydney United, no score on the ball. Now O'Driscoll plays it forward, touch on by Burgess. Now, an opportunity for Robillard to go on to Kimura. Kimura now trying to work it inside, touches off the Sharks, goes out for a throw. I've had a look at the weather. It is suggesting it won't rain. But again, I am using Google. So maybe Google might not be the weather aficionado it claims to be, but anyway. Throw taken. Donahue trying to stop Olsen. Burgess has possession. Foul has been called for the Sharks. Just joined us. Scoreline at Seymour Shaw, 1-0 Sutherland through Riley Hollingdale. What will be known as the Olympico from the Shire. As now, here's a shot from distance. Oh boy. Nikolai nearly got his own. Meyer calling for a runner. Amarongan. Now Choi. Dale. Nice touch, Nicolau. On the ball by Meyer. Choi again. Choi working it to the far post. Ball will spill back from Perez's head to Olsen. He's got a Fuka. Olsen, nice ball on. Now it's Perez. Jordan taken down the area. And the fans not happy with the call. They are allowing play to continue. Now the Sharks an opportunity again as it's saved by Searon. Jordan Perez trying to put some vigour in that. As you probably know, we've got a Jesse Perez and a Jordan Perez. So just to confuse everything, we've got a Perez and a Perez. At least they've got different first names. I will make that clear for myself. So if I accidentally call Jordan Perez Perez and I call Jesse Perez Perez, at least if I say their first name, you know who I'm talking about. Burgess working it on. So much left in this first half. And what can Manly offer up? This will be Neuenhoff. Stops and starts here. Able to work it back. O'Driscoll. The score reflects this game thus far, with Sutherland have been the battle for two and they deserve the lead. But Manly will be looking to set up Donahue back. Meyer wins possession. Able to beat Chipman. Ofuka. Now goes his way. Seymour Shaw is where you're watching this game from. Half-time between Rockdale and Sydney United, no score. University of New South Wales 2, George City 0. Games in progress. Later tonight, St George Saints play Spirit. Ball goes into the area. Gann had the header. Flicks off Manly, and there will be a corner on this near side. Another opportunity will be Nick Olsen. Could Olsen do it? Nick Olsen, of course, last year won the Player of the Year for NPL Men's New South Wales. Wollongong Wolves, and was born last year. Scored that unique brace against St George City. He scored one goal at Wynn Stadium. Then the lightning storms happened. Then scored the other goal at Macedonia Park a few days later. It's now the header from the far post. Doesn't work from Thias Van Amarongan. Score remains 1-0. Sutherland lead. So Manly in possession. Hillier works it straight to Hollingdale. Choi's ball lobs up. Eventually goes in the favour of Evans, who gets it on. Gann tracks back. Will be Sutherland again, looking for a chance to get their second goal. Fuka works it on to Hollingdale. Nicolau finds Choi. Now it's Olsen. Again, the touch by Fuka. Shreke couldn't do enough with it. Lobbed forward by O'Donoghue. Now Perez sizes up Olsen. Works it inside. Shippen played it down. Cleared away on the second occasion. So Hillier doing the job initially as now Meyer works it. And down the challenge with Jordan Perez. I mentioned before the clubhouse in fine vigour tonight. One of the great things with the clubhouse as well, they've actually got the NPL New South Wales, Football New South Wales coverage. So they're able to see, I guess they're using it as a live replay. You want to see something on the screen. They're big screens too, we can actually see it from here. I think you can see it from the vision as well, that you can see these massive screens behind the fans. It's pretty good. They've done great things here. A lot of the clubs doing great things. Manly and Cromer Park, like the corner post. Oh, how good's the corner post? Does a great job as now Choi works it inland. Hollingdale control. Hillier was able to work it on. Now goes the way of Manly. They want one before the break. O'Driscoll. Played across. Now it eventually goes back to Neuenhoff. Manly on the attack. Hillier. O'Driscoll. Works it too deep. Mr. Perez won't get to it. Goes out for a throw. One 0 to Sutherland against Manly with about 10 remaining of a regulation time first. Burgess. Now Kimura works it inside. Good defence. Van Amerongen doing his job. Thias in position. Sutherland, knowing that Manly can switch on here and score. Burgess over the top. Will be another goal kick. Time between the University of New South Wales and St George City, 2-0. The Students lead. Rockdale and Sydney United no score. Wanderers 0, Marconi 1 was the final score at Wanderers. Good win for Marconi. Yesterday, as I mentioned, Sydney FC went down 2-0. Their clash against Zambia. So now Choi back inside. Nicolau found Hollingdale. Now Meyer with Choi on the run. Choi might have to go back. He decides to go forward. Great defence. Once more by Neuenhoff. Been won by Choi, but he loses possession. Hillier initially stopped it. Nicolau's got it for Sutherland. Still Sutherland with possession. Sharks down this right channel. Ball goes out. The Robillard to take the throw. Neuenhoff at the back. Searon. And now it will be O'Driscoll on the right. Over halfway. Mura not going to get to it. Hollingdale Hillier heads it down. Manly can't do much with possession. And Sutherland will have possession once more for Daniel Nezic. Wonder what's going through the head of both coaches heading into last 8 minutes or so. What will be the process? Sutherland, just got the feeling another goal is on the horizon. And Emerongan to Gann. Ofuka. Now it's Olsen. Perez loses possession. Manly have it. Foul called. Hockingdale gives it away. Challenge on Hillier. Burgess. Troy back. And Sutherland's now through Hollingdale. De Robillard. O'Donoghue. Newenhoff. Driscoll utilising Perez. Back to Driscoll. Running Shrike rampant. And ragged as well. Foul called to Sutherland. Challenged by Manly. Chipman involved in that. Ron Riley Hollingdale. So continuing to beam down. Sets. Manly will win the ball here. This will be O'Donoghue. Taken down from behind by Choi and gives away the foul. Every game live and free on Football New South Wales on YouTube and on demand as well. Just hit the live tab to watch the replays. Every game there. Catch up from the last couple of years too. Plus don't forget, we watch the highlights as well on YouTube and Facebook. Burgess sends it to the edge of the 6-yard box, the header over the top. Oh, could you imagine if he got onto that one? Anyway, not to be for Newenhoff. He got it underneath the bar, I should say. He did touch it, but there was no real control. You can see him incensed here with the challenge. He's not happy, Jordan Perez. Really incensed. Perez having a chat now to the referee. Chapman also there, or Chipman I should say. Now another of the Southern players having a chat, which is Rico. He doesn't want to chat. Wants to get this game moving. And the throw, not the foul that he was expecting, Jordan Perez. Perez back inside. Chipman. Burgess taken down, that will be a foul. Meyer involved from Sutherland. Driscoll going to his left, Newenhoff. Now O'Donoghue. Back to Newenhoff. Now Searon pressured. Olsen was at him. Manly on the attack through Burgess. Sends the ball, but Gann's going to get to it. Daniel Nezic able to swing it over halfway. Now goes the way of the Sharks, Angela Fuka. Now it's a chance again. Mura on the right. Works it in, but does deviate off Sutherland. It will be a corner. Oh boy. Might be one before the break for Manly. Under 2 in regulation time. Here's the corner, punched away by Nezic. Now it's going to bounce over top of Nezic, but his defenders loomed large. Still a chance, Manly over the bar. Neuenhoff tried to bounce that into the goal, but doesn't work. Now, chance once again for D. Robillard. Backhills it. Hilly up. Now Neuenhoff. Neuenhoff. Hilly up. Now D. Robillard. And it's played away. Van Amerongen in position. We are about to see the board come up as Manly looking for something. Sutherland nearly making a meal here. Daniel Nezic is able to stop it. And now we will get the board to see what's going to be shown. There will be 1 minute of additional time. So 1 minute has been added on. Daniel Nezic will have the free kick here after the challenge. Goes his way. Mia says hurry up. Now Daniel Nezic headed down sharply by O'Donoghue. Now it's played up the line by Nicolau to nobody. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody. Goes out for a goal kick. Now before the break, Manly try to hold this only to a 1-goal margin behind because Sutherland have been good. Half-time, Riley Hollingdale, take a bow. That will be spoken about to death in Olympico. It's half-time, it's 1-0 Sutherland against Manly in the NPL Men's New South Wales. Hope you're enjoying all the action. Around the grounds we go, and in the clash between Rockdale and Sydney United, Sydney United 1, Rockdale 0. Marconi defeated Wanderers earlier today 1-0. 2-0 University of New South Wales against St George City. That's 48 gone. And half-time it's 1-0 between Sutherland and Manly at Seymour Shore. Back at Seymour Shaw, where Sutherland's lead 1-0 against Manly. Second half is about to start. The sun is peeking down, which is good. It will be easy to see in the second half for us, as it will be the Sharks defending right of screen. Big second half here. Rolling Hollingdale scored an Olympico. Manly want to really show what they can do to get back into this fight. So Jesse Perez takes the throw. And Richard Trico made a touch that he thought Afuka was going to run, but he didn't. He was actually really not happy about that. It's Gann heads it. There's been another header by Chipman. Now it's Choi. Nicolau, Olsen, Hollingdale. Riley trying to work it back, booted forward. Now Afuka has it on the left. Back to Perez. Afuka rolling across. Now it's Hollingdale. Van Erongen back to Gann on the left. Now it's Afuka. Spinning around the globe. Perez. And now Van Erongen. Utilising here Nicolau. Choi gives it to Burgess. Now Manly have it. Being turned over. Now Sutherland's looking for their seconds. Afuka. Afuka working at rights. All played back by Choi. Meyer, Hollingdale, Olsen. And Olsen now will be looking to work this into the area. Pressure by Hillier. Olsen tries to backtrack Hillier. Hillier wins out. And now Manly on the left side. Olsen taking down the challenge. And it will be a Manly ball. So it'll be Manly foul. The Hillier, I should say Olsen, that gave it away for Sutherland. Hillier that was involved. I should say it was O'Donoghue that was involved for Manly. Hillier's been everywhere, that's why you're so used to calling him as now Sutherland. Can't win possession here. And Driscoll's able to work it back. You just joined us. Hollingdale scored an Olympico to make it 1-0 in the first half, midway through. Ball comes to Afuka. He's not going to get to it here in Perez. And now it's Burgess who has it for Manly. Burgess able to work it to his left. De Robillard. Skill by De Robillard. And Rongan wins out. Hollingdale now has possession. Like Meyer is pressured. Sutherland still trying to hold command. They do so. And for Wade, goes out for a throw for Manly. Around the grounds in the NPL, and it's Sydney United 58, leading Rockdale 2-0. 2-0 the score there. University of New South Wales 2, St George City 0. And St George FC are playing Spirit no score at Barton Park. Back here, it is the Sharks with Afuka and Meyer back to Afuka. Now goes to Hollingdale. He finds here Nicolau. Nicolau able to work it onto his right. Danny Choi. Choi pressured by De Robillard. Choi will get the throw for his side. For bounces back. Kenzie Sidon rolls it down to O'Driscoll, back to Sidon. Ball played out to Perez by Kimura. Back inside to Burgess. Now he couldn't do anything with it, Evans. Beat one. Perez, and then he was taken down the challenge, Choi. Play continues. Olsen's now got it. He loses possession. O'Donoghue's got it again. Now works it into the middle. Gann heads it down. And then it's in line here. He can't do anything with it, Perez. And now it'll be Sutherland who get it on the rebound. Ofuka has it on the left. Ofuka working it up. Here is a chance for Shrike. Great defense. And it was great work by Neuenhoff. Came across to cut Sutherland from scoring another goal. So the Sharks. Ofuka, and then the touch back by Perez, back to Ofuka. He has possession. To his right. Van Amerongen in line possession once more. Gann on his left. Gann looking to work it to his man in Perez. Perez now sends the ball on. O'Driscoll heads it. And now this is Ofuka. Back. Perez sends it into the slot. O'Driscoll played it down for Hillier. Olsen won't win. Hillier back. Now Perez. Jesse able to work it forward. Coming back for it will be Inyani Nicolau. Ball bounces. Goes up the Choi. Choi back inside the Hollingdale. Hollingdale beats Hillier. Can't beat O'Donoghue, but he plays it out for a throw for Sutherland. So Manly, once again looking to go to this right side. It's been, well, he tried to win it here. Jordan Perez couldn't quite. Now it's Manly on the left. Ball goes out for a throw on the far side. You just joined us. Around the grounds, the full-time score, Marconi 1, Wanderers 0 today. 2-0 between University of New South Wales and City. The students have been too good for St George City. In the other game, Rockdale 0, United 58-2. Sydney United doing good things. And no score between St George FC and Spirit after 10. Once again, it'll be Manly from their own half. O'Driscoll over halfway. Perez has it, sends it into the middle. Headed away by Nicolau. Hillier, and then, oh, this is good. This is what they love to do, Sutherland on the counter. Pass doesn't work by Nicolau. Have to run back because Manly's on the charge. Burgess back. Now it'll be Hillier. Hillier. Now Jesse Perez. Jesse. And then it's played away by Gann initially. Now the ball bounces back for Chipman. There's a wide ball by Hillier. Burgess on the clubhouse corner. Works it back inside. Oh, the header doesn't quite work initially by Evans. Trying to swing across Perez. Mura was in between players as well. And now Hillier. And it's been won by Kimura. He might go himself. A wide ball that goes out for a goal kick. Manly about to make a change. Ben Cooper, who's going to come on their bench, by the way. Harrington, the sub-goalkeeper. Grizzard, Ono, Coop, Martinello, Ferrick, and Muir. Coming off will be Evans. So Ben Coop makes his way on. Sutherland, by the way, their bench. Hasoi, the sub-goalkeeper. McDonald, McLaughlin, Fiorise, Barter, McGowan, and Anderson. Dane Anderson not been called upon thus far for Sutherland this year. Another player to add on the stat sheets for the Sharks. So at the moment, there's a bit of this feeling at the moment where you think something's going to happen, but what's going to happen next? It's not petered, because you can see Sutherland are looking for their second and looking to try to seal this. Olsen has a crack. And Olsen, wrong side of the netting, but that could have been a great strike from Nick. But not to be. Now Manly on the attack. Chipman to his left. Tell you what, pressure will be on Searon here. He has to deliver to O'Driscoll. He does so. O'Driscoll works it over halfway. And again, the ball bounces over the top of Perez. Couldn't get to it, Coop. He has a dipsy doodle. Now it's Jordan Perez down the left side. He works it over halfway. Now it's going to be stopped off here by Searon. Once again, Manly have possession in their own quarter. O'Driscoll. Perez's ball. Coop tried to work it on to Kimura. There was a touch by Sutherland as it goes out. That will be via Van Amerongen. Perez doing some stuff at the moment, Jesse Perez. Goes into the 6-yard box, but it's protruded out. Getting back for it will be in Hillier. Left foot swing. And it's headed down. Chance again for O'Donoghue. It goes out. Doesn't go onto the boulevard though. And the score remains 1-0 to the Sharks. Again, Kimura. Never strike himself. Sutherland will have possession once more. Should now be An opportunity for a Fuka. Touched out last by Sutherland, so it'll be a Manly ball. So 1-0, Sharks. NPL New South Wales. On Facebook, you can find all the information you need to know about this glorious competition of ours. As O'Driscoll has it about 10 yards from halfway. Slices one for Perez. Jesse now will have to look at his options. Kimura's in the middle. He goes over the top of them. Shut down nicely by Nicolau. Olsen now flicks it up. Choi has it on the right. Choi. Olsen's on a run. He will win the race. He'll now look to cross it in. He actually gives himself room. Maybe too much room when he tried to drill it back. Nearly lost possession. Now he works it back inside. Choi. Nice touch. Shrike. Touched by Manly. Can he get to it? Afuka. He does. Works it back inside. Shot. Oh, no. Myers' shot has been saved. Manly, great scrambling defence. And I'll tell you what, he'll have to be proud of that, because I don't know how he did that. Hillier is now the ball from Coop back to Hillier. Hillier has a go himself, and he nearly was the man of the moment. Was saved the first time around, and then nearly scored a goal to level things up. So Manly, what are they going to do here? Olsen trying to work it on. Couldn't. Now it's United. And O'Donoghue. Burgess. Perez. Now it will be O'Driscoll. Perez. And now it's played up the line. On that occasion by Perez. Now Kimura has it. Burgess now. He lays one on. And Coop, he gave it straight again, really. But now the Sharks work it over halfway. Shrike, will he get to it? Headed down by O'Driscoll. Chipman's there. He lays it back. Manly looking to get away from their own third. Chipman's now got it. He'll have to work it over halfway. A short ball to Perez. Perez back to Chipman. Chipman once more. Tucking it on. And now it's a nice touch. I like that from Hillier. As again, it's Burgess. He'll beat Hollingdale. And Hollingdale tries to go again, but won't get to him. Second half that hasn't quite had the goal that we're probably expecting, to be brutally honest. Haven't seen it yet. We might see it shortly. Burgess, beaten by Meyer, but Burgess will have the ball. He goes to Kimura on the right. Now he works it back in the middle. It's been lobbed up by Gang. Kimura will get to it again. His head plays it down. And then ball from Jordan Perez. And then it's been played down. It's a Manly ball once more. Burgess. Back Chipman. He's able to find Hillier. Hillier goes to his left. This again is O'Donoghue back to Hillier. Beaten by Hollingdale. And again it will be Manly through O'Donoghue. The report looks to work it to the left. Manly. A goal is bound to happen. Stephen DeRobela, the ex-Bulls player. He'll have possession again. He's got O'Donoghue if he wants to use it. He wanted to go forward, touched off Sutherland, has to be a corner. It is. This will be Darcy Burgess. takes the corner. Well, Coop couldn't head that down in the right direction, but the ball goes back to Hillier. He'll go back. Now Manly will have to set up again. Save is made by Daniel Nizic. Nizic tweaks it over halfway. The header by Manly. So if you want to know what's happening around the grounds, I can tell you that Sydney United 58-2 lead Rockdale nil, and University of New South Wales. Oh boy, the students, if they wanted to tell everybody they've arrived, they have arrived. They're leading St George City 4-0. It might be 8 weeks in, but University of New South Wales are about to go back-to-back as now a foul will be called, and this will be a card as well. And Mia had no other option in that situation to give the foul. Just having a look again at what happened, Burgess lost possession, and then Olympico was taken from behind by Hillier and had to be called. I think the right call made and the card goes to him. So Hillier is in the book. Change. Nicolau off the pitch, or is he? No, sorry. He's run across to have a chat. Going off the field here for Sutherland. They have made 2 changes. It's now Olsen, goes for a low one. Reverberates back to Hollingdale. Nicolau's got it on the right. McGowan's on the field as well. So Manly will declare. It's Olsen who's able to win it. Now it's Gann. Gann, he's giving himself space. And the save will be made by Ciron. So now we can breathe a little bit. I can tell you both, Afuka and Choi are off the field. McGowan on the pitch. The substitutes. And Manly on the attack. Kimura beats 1, beats 2, has a shot, bounces off. Nizic over the top, and will be another corner. Daniel Nizic showing his body. He's still up to scratch to make those saves. Manly will make a change. So Muir about to come on. And also Ono. Manly make their change. Hillier goes off the field. He's had a good game, I think. He's been around the action. Can Manly make it 1-1? Burgess, he's got Muir short, decides to go into the 6-yard box. It's headed away by Sutherland. It will come back, and again it will be Ono who works it to the left. Manly, Burgess, far post, and the ball goes out for a goal kick. Looking for the corner, Manly. It was actually wrong. I've got to laugh. He's just decided to roll the ball for a corner. I couldn't believe what he was trying to do. As one of the Southern players, being serious, is on the ground. He does not look good. I need to see this incident again. I've got to be honest, I was more laughing at the lighter side of football. But the challenge, I've got to have a look again at what happened. Ball's crossed in by Burgess, and Yeah, he's just hitting Nicolau. Nicolau's been hit by O'Donoghue, but that's friendly fire. So when the cross comes in by Burgess, and yeah, Nicolau gets bumped by O'Donoghue, but I do laugh at the fact I saw it again. O'Donoghue just rolls it over. Now Daniel Nezic goes for a long one, but doesn't do too much except just go out, but will be Manly with the ball. So Sutherland's a win today makes it 2 at home this season. Haven't exactly made this a fortress. A lot of home games to start the year. As now Meyer was taken off the ball. It hasn't been called. He's got the ball as it's played out by Manly. It will go out for a corner. So I'll give you the next couple of weeks. Olympico away at Belmore next week. They play Rockdale at Seymour Shore on April 11th. And then they go to Macedonia Park on the 19th of April before they play FC at Rockdale. That's their next couple of weeks. Big couple of weeks ahead. Then they come back here to play Marconi in May. Big game. Corner to be taken by Olsen. Lobs up to the edge of the 18-yard box. Then Amarongan gets a head onto it, but it's softly played out for a goal kick, I should say, for Manly. Manly's road over the next month and a bit. They play Sydney FC at Cromer next week. And then they go to Belmore to play Olympic. Rockdale at Cromer. And then it's Marconi at Marconi on Anzac Day. So, and then they play Spirit at Christie in round 13. So the next 5 games for them. This time these two teams meet. With Cromer round 23. So Manly working it towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Coop wants to get to it, header. And then De Robillard will try to get possession again. De Robillard won't quite. Will be played out by McGowan. And it will go out for a Manly ball. And we knew this was going to be one of those games where Sutherland have digged their heels and said, well, we're leading and we're not going to give away this lead. But Manly will be trying to hit. At any moment, they'll be trying to hit. As the ball drops back, and this will be played across. Perez to Robillard, who goes out for a goal kick. Nezic works it over halfway. That will be called for Manly. By the way, Rockdale have got one back. It's in injury time this game. They've had 7 minutes of injury time. Rockdale 1, Sydney United 58-2. And St George City down 4-0 against University of New South. 2nd minute of injury time. And Spirit leads St George FC 1-0. St George FC. That's 3 goals they have let through in, what would that be, about an hour of play, maybe an hour 30. So, in that game last week against Marconi, fell up 1-0, and at that moment, they had not conceded a goal this season. And as I said, now, that was 2 in that game in the second half against Marconi, and 1 already against Spirit. So that's about an hour and a half. Yeah, that's a very intriguing stats when you think about it. As Daniel Nezic goes to Gann. Gann now works it to the right. Sutherland then, Amarongan Nicolau, deep ball. Olsen will get possession again. And Olsen looking for his support. Now, his opportunity to slice it in. It's going to go home. That could well be the seal-up. Tarek Meyer in position. And Sutherland make it 2 to the good. McDonald got it back inside to Olsen. Olsen utilised Nicolau behind him. Nicolau worked it into the area. It flicked off a couple of feet. And then eventually it sat back for Tarek Meyer, the former United player, and gets what could well be the match winner. Very good football. So Manly to make another change. O'Donoghue comes off. Coming onto the pitch will be Max Martinello. Oh boy, if you are Manly fans, you'll be going, oh boy, have we just given this one up? Because they've had chances on attack, but Sutherland, as I said, they pretty much dig their heels in and said, we're not going to let you guys come into this contest. And that's what they have done. They've basically put the shovel on the ground and said, no, you're not going to go anywhere near here. We're going to make a moat to make sure you don't go into our land. And that's what it is at the moment. It just feels like it. I don't know if that's the best expression you could give. They've made it... Even I'm thinking that's just stupid what I've just said. Manly now have it on the left. Ono could be what they need as Van Amerongam plays it out. After this game at Seymour Shore, there is a 20s game on. They're playing 20s after first grade here. I know Spirit do that. I don't mind the idea. I think it's a great idea for football. And the 20s after first grade. There's a good crowd in for the... And actually it works. So what the aim is, as Sutherland will work it to the left. Hollingdale able to get a ball onto McGowan. Rears is able to send it up. The ball will bounce again. So what I feel it is, and I think this works, so you've got the clubhouse here at Seymour Shore. See, you get the fans in for the 5:30 kickoff. And then at 7:30 they go, oh, there's another game on. Oh, we might have something to eat. And they've got a very good canteen now. That's A grade. And as a game, this will be an opportunity for Olsen. He's got McDonald in position. Now it's worked in. Not exactly the effort Olsen was looking for. But then you've got the clubhouse and people will go, well, we'll stay back a bit. And it's got that little nightlife atmosphere here at the moment. Where you go, oh, okay, I'll stay back for the 20s. I think it actually really works. And I think they're doing great things here. As I said, Cromer do an extraordinary job with the corner post for Manly United. I think it's great there. Blacktown over the years, what they're now looking to do, I think it's awesome. And a lot of clubs are realising something I think that's important is how to make these match day experiences great for everybody. As the Robillard has a shot, flex off from Gannon, I mentioned before, has had a massive game. Gowan is on the field as well. wants to be an impact. He was in that situation to stop that ball. The experience of Brendan Gann has been good for Sutherland. I think Olsen coming back to the club, he was an ex-Sutherland bully, and he's come back home. You've got to think about Nick Olsen. He was here between 2012 and 14. He did start this club. And then he came back in 18. He spent time at RPN United, then went overseas. Spent time at Jara and also Kaitan SC. And then he went to Brisbane before he went back overseas to play for Saigon in SHB, the name. He then spent time in Heidelberg before heading to the Wolves last year, and that was a big season by him last year. Representative for the Australian under-20s as well, Nick Olsen. Fabulous player. Actually, it's interesting. He's probably more known as a left winger. He's been playing on the right side, on the middle today. For Manly, 9 remaining in this game. They're not out of it yet. I think if they can get one back, there is half a chance. But like I said before, and I'll use it again, it's like Sutherland have digged the grass and put a moat and said, you're not going through. That's what it feels like anyway. Jordan Perez to take the throw. The ball is played out by Manly. Now an opportunity for Tarik Mayer to call it on this left. They're not going to go his way. I think the smart money will be McGowan. That's the plan. McGowan goes back to his target, Jordan Perez. Ball is played out by Manly, so it will be a corner. A third goal could well happen here for Sutherland. Put this game beyond doubt. Crowd behind, cheering their Sharks on. It's great to see the fans here. Grandstand a bit sparser today, but I've noticed a lot of fans are sitting on this side of the ground, and they're on the fence line as Olsen works it inside. They're going high. Van Amerongen, who's got the tallest timber out of a lot of them, couldn't get the header away. It's still alive for the Sharks, sniffing yet another goal. But it's played away by Mackenzie Sidon. It goes over the top of McDonald, and it's played out. Nice work by Jordan Perez. We fence line today for the fans. See some of the kids on the grass. One of them has decided to just lay down and now do rollies. So having a bit of fun at the ground. Sutherland about to get their third win of the season, second straight at home. And is now, Shrike has possession. He might go himself. He works it across. They have to pull the trigger. It has, and that's the third goal. I said before the seal was when it was scored by Meyer, but it will be McDonald who will take that goal and say, I've made it beyond doubt. McDonald was in position. And what a moment. Shrike sized it up. It went past Olsen. McDonald put it on the right foot. And Sutherland have made it 3-0. And the Sharks will be happy about that. And this will be, at home anyway, their second straight clean sheet. So there's a lot of great stuff coming out of this. And I think the cool-looking geography teacher, a.k.a. Perkovic, will be going. I've been telling you guys, give us time, we will show you. And a couple of weeks ago you were saying, I think we're going where we want to go. So I think that's key to note. Perko will be absolutely impressed with what he was able to achieve with this team tonight. Now it'll be passed by Hollingdale. And Manly nearly caused some problems there. That could have been an interesting moment if that was a goal. I wonder what would have been said. Anyway, Manly have it. And the pass, well, this will be called a penalty. I think it was inside the box, or was it just outside? That'll be the question. Did Robillard try to get it on to Paris? It was just outside the box, so it will be a free kick, in fact. I thought it was outside, inside the box, but it was just outside. This will be taken by Muir. So they're going to at least try here, Manly, to make it 3-1 and ruin the clean sheet for Daniel Nizic. Muir is on the ball, a couple of yards away from the 18-yard box. Right side. We'll be looking to curl this one in. I think that might be the option. He does so. Save is made by Daniel Nizic. He's a good keeper, Daniel. He is very good. And bowls it down to the right side, making Shane Warne happy. Donald, as I said, will be looking to be a key late in this game. Olsen will work it back. This might be the Shark party tonight. They scored a goal in the first half, waited to the 75th for a second. They scored a goal a couple of minutes later, and now they might look for a fourth. And that moat will get bigger and bigger. As now McGowan. McGowan works it to the right. McDonald, he might want two. McDonald does go out. And it will be a corner for Sutherland. A change to be made. Sharks will have it. Coming onto the field will be in McLaughlin. Jacob McLaughlin about to come on. Drops up. He's coming off for it. I'm waiting to see. Shrike is coming off. Okay. That's the change. It's the corner about to be taken by Nick Olsen. He'll go short. Meyer will go back to Olsen. Olsen slides away, beats one defender, slides again, goes himself. Manly will get another touch to make it a corner. There is another goal looming for the Sutherland Sharks here at Seymour. And the 2 minutes of regulation time in this one. We'll have a couple of minutes of injury time at the shore. Olsen will look to go to Tadak Mayer, short to his left. Sutherland are not done with the job yet. Meyer, and it will be touched off here, Manly. Muir getting a touch. Oh boy. What will be said at Manly post-game? No, what will be said at the Sharks dressing room. Remember, it's a long season ahead. I know a lot of people are straight away going when Perkovic made the move to Sutherland and we saw all the changes to the lineup and we're thinking, oh, they're going to win the premiership. They're going to be premiers. And I didn't quite buy into that discussion. I know that was the thought process by a lot of people. It will be another premiership to David Perkovic. And I said, I don't know it will be a premiership for Sutherland this year. And I actually think they'll win silverware. I had them as a championship prospect to win the championship because I feel they're going to get better as the season progresses. And I think we are starting to see that. I know some people might say it's against Manly, this one. How much do we read into it? Well, I think they've put an almost complete performance. And I use the words almost complete as we wait for the board to show 3 minutes. 3 minutes will be added. I say that because I reckon Perkovic will go, here's where we didn't do this right. Here's where we didn't do that right. And I think for every coach, and I think every player would say the same thing, there is never the complete performance. There will be always something you'll go, we could have done that better. But that, again, and that's from an athlete perspective and a coach perspective, and it could be anything where you're not picking, going, I'll have to pick something to be picky. No, you're picking something because you go, well, we could have been better there. We just didn't have the opposition to find that weakness out. So, as I said, it'll be probably the most complete performance Sutherland have had this year. I think that would be the words to use. So, hope you're enjoying this one. We are rolling down what has been a Sutherland-dominated day. Manly, though, will want one to Robillard. The touch by Muir back to Robillard. He'll have a go himself, and it's a good effort, and it goes over the top of Daniel Nizic, and it will be a goal kick. It was a good effort, no question about it. It was a very good effort. So, about a minute and a half, I'd say, roughly. Don't forget, after this, you'll be able to watch the second half of St George FC and Spirit. 2-0 Spirit lead that game. I got to say, it's great to see Spirit going well at the moment, but St George, they were the gun team in this competition. And now it's 4 goals in about an hour and a half. I did not concede a goal for the first 6.5 games. And now they are about to lose their second straight game and concede their 4th goal. As I said, conceded 4 in the space of an hour and a half. When you combine, obviously, last week when they scored their first goal, Marconi. But back here, it will be McLaughlin. Ooh, the challenge there by O'Driscoll. And now it's Muir who works it on. And Daniel Nizic gets himself in a great position to stop him. Whistle blows. And a statement by Sutherland saying, we are here and we are ready to rumble. And now Manly will have to be concerned. The relegation conversation is now about to be in their near future. 3-0. And your goal scorers, Riley Hollingdale got the opener. It was an Olympico. Go back and look at that. Tunik Mayer scored the one to make it 2-0, and then the match winner by McDonald to seal the deal. So it is Sutherland who win 3-0 in what has been an amazing game. In terms of results from today, Marconi 1, Wanderers 0, Rockdale 1, Sydney United 58-2. University 5, they beat St George City 5-0. It's Sutherland, as I said, winning 3-0. Half-time the clash between St George FC and Spirit. Go and have a look at that. 2-0 the score, Spirit lead. By the way, last night, Apia defeated Sydney FC 2-0. So that was the score in that game. And tomorrow you've got 2 games coming your way. Blacktown City and SD Raiders at 3 p.m. Wollongong and Olympic at 3 p.m. as well. You'll be able to watch those on Football New South Wales on YouTube. Myself, Nicholas Clayton, we do a great job filming all the action. We'll catch you at a football pitch near you, but full time, Sutherland 3, Manly 0.